Hill High School for our game here this Friday night as the Staley Falcons are here to take on the Park Hill South Panthers. Staley coming in with a record of 3-0, 2-0 in the Suburban Red Conference. They are number 1 in Class 5 and also sitting number 4 in the 8-10 Varsity Top 25 this week. This season, when they're 3-0 starting, beat Truman 55-6. Kearney 2 weeks ago 28-7, and last week got through the elements with a 14-7 victory against I will say, much improved Lee Summit Ball Club there. Players to watch here, stat leaders. Quarterback Loic Grace, 28-46 for 349, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. It's all on the ground for these Falcons here. They're led by Jaden Moss. See a lot of him today, number 23, Elite 81 running back, the 5'10", 182-pound senior tailback. 54 carries for 420 yards on the season and 4 touchdowns. Shannon Stewart will also get some carries. He's got 7 carries for 71. Also Dustin Parks, 17 for 70 and a touch. And Koa Grace, 15 for 70 and 3 touchdowns. Leading receivers, Ramon Shelton, 10 catches, 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Mark Robinson, 10 catches for 139 and no scores. Leaders for Park Hill South, as you saw in week 1 in our game that South played against Ray Peck in a loss 41-35 there. They went on to lose Platte County in week 2 45-14 and beat St. Joe Central last week 18-0 after leading 4-0 at halftime of that game, which was just kind of an intriguing score as Park Hill South is now out on the field. Back in week 1, the last offensive play that Park Hill South had, they lost starting quarterback Matt Sukanik to a knee injury there late in that ball game, and he will not play tonight. They are expecting him back hopefully in a couple weeks, back on the field when they play Liberty here, but still holding their breath, see how his knee progresses and everything. So the starting quarterback will be Gage Warren, who's 7-23 for 70 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. More of a running threat there. And of course, leading rusher on the year will be Tavon Tusa, the Elite 81 running back, 52 carries for 398, 2 touchdowns. Gage Warren, 35 carries for 73 yards. Not a whole lot from there. And then Brock Ivy, leading receiver, 10 catches for 174 and 2 touchdowns, a majority of those yards in that first game against Raymore Peculiar. As we get ready for this ball game, we'll just look down district standings here in Class 5 and then touch on Class 6 a little bit later. Staley leads here in Class 5 District 8. And then they're followed closely by an up-and-coming team here in the area, the North Kansas City Hornets. Coming in at 3-0, they take on Fort Osage in a big Class 5 clash there tonight. Park Hill South sits in 3rd, then Oak Park at 1-2. They take on Ruskin tonight in a winnable game for the Oak Park Northmen, and then St. Joe Central there at Truman tonight as well. So some winnable games here in this district at the bottom half. And then in District 7, they're led by Fort Osage, as I mentioned, taking on North Kansas City. Raytown at 2-1. They take on William Chrisman in a big clash there for Raytown and Chrisman each. Belton at 1-2. They are at Ray Peck. Chrisman sitting in 4th. Like I said, a big game. They are in Raytown tonight. Truman and Ruskin round out that district, and like I just said, they have some contests tonight that are winnable as Staley is now out on the field. Then we'll look over Class 6 right quick. Class 6, District 2, that's where Blue Springs and Blue Springs South currently sit. They respectively sit 5th and 6th with the tough starts that they've had, the 1-2 start for Blue Springs and the 0-3 start for Blue Springs South. But it's very encouraging those two teams have some games coming up where they can get on the board, because they're going to start moving up that board the more they, with the competition they play. And then Class 6 District 4, which is kind of the rest of our area here, and including Park Hill, who will mention just in a couple minutes. Lee Summit West currently sits atop the district. They are taking on Columbia Rockbridge tonight in a big clash there. Rockbridge, very highly rated in Class 6. They take on Lee Summit West, who's a top 5 team. And then the surprise of the bunch, the Lee Summit North Broncos. They are hosting Park Hill tonight in what should be a really good clash down at Lee Summit North tonight. Then Rockhurst is sitting in third at 2-1. They take on Blue Springs South. Lee Summit, fourth spot, 2-1, takes on Blue Springs tonight in what should be a fantastic ball game. They're down in Lee Summit. In the 5 spots, Liberty, a tough spot for 2-1 ball clubs, sitting in that 5 spot above 500. They take on their bitter rival, Liberty North, tonight at Liberty North. Then Park Hill sitting in the 6th spot. They are at Lee Summit North, as I just mentioned. Ray Peck, hard luck, 2-1. They're also down in the 7th spot. So get some wins there. They play Belton, and then Liberty North down in the 8th spot at 1-2. This district, I mean, we've talked about it before. It's a difficult district. Every team with a win now, and it's just, and I mean, they all play each other still. It's a gonna be a fun finish to this season here as we are getting ready to get started. The captains for Park Hill South will be Peyton Murray, Braden Denny, number 40 Blave Houston, and Sam Burline. And I think I saw Peyton Fender is captain across the way. It looks like Loa Grace maybe across the way, yeah. And I believe that's number 2, Landon Donaldson, are the captains for the Staley Falcons tonight, with Coach Phil White in just his 2nd season as the Falcons head coach. He had 3rd season as the Falcons head coach, defending state champions. Big issue for them coming into the season was returning just 4 starters on the offensive side and 5 starters on the defensive side. And you can clearly already tell that he's already kind of built up this team after, I mean, you graduate the likes of J.D. Benbow, John Rayburn, Zach Elam, just on their offensive side of the ball. That's a lot of production to take care of. I mean, Jaden Moss, who's a really good running back, had 104 carries for 553 yards last year. Still scored 12 touchdowns on those 104 carries. So very efficient go last year for Jaden Moss as the 3rd primary ball carrier in this Staley backfield.
And Coach Light's doing a great job over at Staley, and he's got the program up and running. And you know, this is one of those years where they thought they might take a step back, and so far they've come out and they've, other than last week where they ran into some of the rain that we had across the metro and also ran into that very good defensive team from Lee Summit, they've been putting up a lot of points. So they haven't really shown where they might slow down. Today they're going to be taking on a front for Park Hill South that really does get after it, though. So that's going to be something to watch today. You got 2 guys who really have Division I talent, and Etanosa Rubin, who is the Clemson commit, and you also have Addison Snowball, who right now has a few low D1 offers, and, you know, we'll see exactly as he progresses throughout the year. He's coming off an injury last year, so it will be interesting to see what he does as the season progresses, because we saw him week 1, and he sort of still looked a little bit slow, like that injury might have affected him just a little bit. So as the season goes along, we'll see if that defensive front can continue to wreak havoc on offenses.
And the thing, that week 1 game, we really didn't see a whole lot from either one of those guys. Ray Peck was doing a great job getting the ball out quick because they knew how strong that defensive line was, especially on the ends. So I'm interested tonight because Staley, they will run the football quite a bit. They're going to give the ball to Jaden Moss as much as the next team would. because that's a really good running back that you got. That you had returning even. Your third leading rusher comes back and is going to be a 1,000-yard rusher by week 7 probably, if not earlier. So Park Hill South will kick the football away as it looked like Park Hill South won the toss and deferred. So they will kick the ball. Michael Verhoeven will be the kicker. Number 92, and then back to receive. That is the dangerous Jaden Moss. And looks like Koa Grace on the other side. There's really just using one guy deep as Verhoeven sets the ball. We are underway here from Preston Field. And it'll be Jaden Moss from the 2. Going to the far side, cuts back, now gets free. Stiff arms a man, will finally be brought down, but a good return up across the 30-yard line. Jaden Moss already showing off his ability with the big return to start this ball game.
And for Park Hill South, something you're wanting to see, you got to get this defense out here early and get the Staley offense off the field. You don't want to put yourself in a hole too early, because if you're having to play from behind a lot, especially since you're on your second string quarterback already, you're going to put yourself in a bad spot. Looks like the officials are having some issues with one of the clocks. They're looking at it real quick and talking it over with the quarterbacks. It looks like the play clock's out on this end. That's the issue.
So coming out in the pistol, it's Loa Grace, starting quarterback, fakes a handoff, going to take a shot deep down the field, wide open, and it's incomplete through the hands of Mark Robinson. That ball might have been just a little bit underthrown, but the corner here on the near side couldn't quite see who it was, slipped and went down, and Mark Robinson found himself just wide open on just a not easy double move. Staying in the pistol, Loa Grace going to hand it off to Moss. Moss cuts up the field, will be brought down. The flag is down. They threw it in there very late. Looks like it could be a face mask in that area.
And good stop there by Xavier Jackson, who's playing the nose tonight. He was able to be the first person there to make the stop, just a 2-yard gain for Moss.
It's going to be a face mask on the Panthers of Park Hill South. Looks like it'll probably just be a 5-yarder, which if they still do have 5-yard ones in high school, I assume. Yes, they do, so they will replay the down. Second down about 3 coming up here as they'll come out in the shotgun. Jaden Moss next to Grace. Grace has 3 wide. His man in motion is Ramon Shelton. Oh, they're going to hand it off to Moss. Moss hit in the backfield, spins upfield, and slips and falls over the 40-yard line. And it'll be about 3rd and a long one for the Staley offense here as we're just getting going here. 11:20 to play. They bring Shannon Stewart in the game, a fullback. They're going to hand it to Moss. Moss following his blocking. Nearly breaks free, but was brought down by his own teammate, number 27, Shannon Stewart, the 5'11", 210-pound senior fullback. It's a first down. He gets it by about 2 yards. And so now they go empty set. Receiver to the near side is Robinson. They go 3 to the far. Jaden Moss comes in motion. It's going to be a fake jet sweep. Now they're going to throw down the middle of the seam. Overthrown and incomplete. Looking for his tight end, Blake Profit, the 6'4", 191-pound senior. Just overshoots him. And it's 2nd down and 10.
And something we've seen so far is Staley has just missed on 2 deep balls. So if you're Park Hill South, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself. But you got to think on defense. You can't keep getting beat deep because eventually they're going to connect.
Exactly. Profit found himself just nobody near him as Moss goes in motion. Now they're going to hand it to him on a little jet. Never mind. Loa Grace keeps it. Grace spin move brought down. Got the first down though. Loa Grace showing off a little bit of athleticism. Gets across the first down marker. Check that. That was their running quarterback, Dawson Parks, into the game at quarterback. I did not catch that there as they got started. Grace in the game, back in the game. They bring Stewart in motion. Koa Grace in the backfield now. They're going to fake it, throw a little pass over the middle, caught by Profit. He'll get about 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. That was good there for Staley, though. You miss on 2 deep balls. Now get a little confidence in Grace's arm and hit a little short one. Pick up close to a 1st down. 2nd down, blitz coming. Grace hit as he throws. Finds his receiver out of the backfield. That's Koa Grace. And just about 1 or 2 yards on the play. They'll give him just a yard as Loa Grace was hit as he threw that pass in this first quarter. Nothing here in the early going. 3 wide to the near side, 1 to the far side. Takes the snap, going to run a little option. Going to be Grace, and he's hit, but he keeps driving, and he'll get up. Looks like they'll give him for the Staley Falcons.
And it took 3 Panther defenders to come over and make that tackle, and that's something, I'm sure Coach Sharp is not going to be too excited about, that he had his outside linebacker, LeBar, and his 2 middle linebackers who had to come over to bring him down.
I mean, that's 6'2", 218 pounds running the football. Grace to throw now underneath. That's Shelton, his leading receiver. Ramon Shelton showing off some speed. The 5'10", 165-pound junior. I mean, there's another name right there. He will be back next year. That's just kind of scary for Staley here. They just keep building and building. Ramon Shelton, the leading receiver for the Falcons. Grace with Grace in the backfield. Now it's an awkward-looking screen that got set up there. It was set up perfectly as the offense went to the left and they hit the little tunnel screen here back to the right. And they shift around on offense. Shelton will go in motion now. Grace going to hand it off to Loa Grace and hit and dropped. Look like number 36, Bo Buford, in the backfield. And we
haven't seen Jaden Moss in a few plays. That might be something to watch here. Don't know if maybe he picked up an injury on one of the earlier plays, but we have seen a lot of Koa Grace here on this first drive.
Now it's 3rd down and about 8.5. Grace goes in motion. Grace to throw. Loa over the middle. Pass incomplete. Good defense, and that was that man again. Bo Buford with the pass deflection as injury on the play. I'm not quite sure.
And honestly, that was lucky because Grace threw it into triple coverage, and so the best thing that happened there for him was the ball got tipped down because there was 3 defenders there, and his tight end was not in any position to make that catch.
And so the field goal unit's on. It'll be Jacob Stewart to attempt a 29-yard field goal. The kick is up by Stewart. And it is good out of the hold by his number 17, Jake Wilson. Kick is good from 29 yards. And Staley has the 3-0 lead. And so we'll take a break and thank some of our sponsors and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking from Community America.
And we're back here on 810varsity.com. Close to a 4-minute drive here for Staley, and they just come away with 3 points on a Jacob Stewart 29-yard field goal. Make the score 3-0. Stewart to kick it away. And they will boot it deep. It'll be returnable. And lost there. And finds a hole. Down the sideline. And finally brought down. That was Charles Warren with a big return. On. Charles Warren fumbled the kick, picked it up, and found a seam.
Yeah, that's definitely not how you draw it up, especially if you're a special teams coach. You don't want that ball bouncing around back there. Warren lucky to pick it up, and even more lucky that his blockers in front of him were able to open up enough of a hole to get him running, and there was nobody behind that first wave, and he was able to pick up that big gain.
Well, the funny thing, sometimes the best returns you get are on busted catches. I've noticed that quite a bit. Those ones that don't get picked up clean. It's like the kickoff team falls asleep a little bit. So they come out under center here. That's Gage Warren, and he'll just run it straight up the middle and pick up about 2 yards. And so it'll be 2nd down and 8. An interesting call on the first play from scrimmage here for Coach Sharp.
Sometimes when you're a coach and you know that your quarterback is going to have to run it more than he's going to pass it, you usually like to get him out there, get his first hit out of the way on that first play. So that's what he probably tried to do there with that quarterback dive.
He'll come out with the pistol set. Tavon Tusa, the running back. They're going to run it to him up the middle. Not much room. He keeps fighting. Gets inside the 20. They'll mark him about the 19. 2nd down, or 3rd down and 5 coming up for the Panthers.
And Jordan Owens was in there on the stop for the Falcons. He came up and held on and made sure that Tusa didn't go any farther than those 2 yards.
In the huddle. This is something we didn't see at all in the first week. A huddle from Park Hill South. When you have a quarterback like Matt Sukanik who can kind of call out the signals and get everybody set without a huddle, Warren in the shotgun with Tusa behind him. Back to snap. Going to be a blitz, and he is sacked. Coming off the edge. That was Landon Donaldson on a safety blitz. Brings down Warren, and it's 4th down and long. They had the screen set up perfectly. Could not execute it.
And that's a bad sack because not only does it now put you in 4th and long, but it also takes you out of field goal range. You're not trying a 48-yarder at this point, and so now you're looking at a situation where you got to get 17 yards just to keep this drive going.
Now in the shotgun, Warren. It's going to step back, and he's going to pooch kick this, I would expect. Yeah, and he will. A good punt. It'll take a Staley bounce back, and it'll be down at about the 12. And so the big play to start the possession there for Park Hill South goes all for naught, as I do see looks like an injury here to the near side. That's number 36. Bo Buford sitting here on the bench. Looks like he's got his shoe off. Looks like he'll probably get wrapped up there.
And if you're Coach Mike Sharp, you got to be pretty disappointed. You got them in a situation where you could get some points, keep Staley within reach as they just came down and they got that field goal. Your defense did a good job holding them to only 3 points. Then you get the big return down to the 24, and you have to be feeling pretty good that you can at least get some sort of points, maybe tie it up or take the lead. Now instead, their defense holds you after a big sack, pushes you way out of field goal range, and then you have to give the ball right back, and then the punt doesn't really go your way as it checks up and rolls back to the 13, so you actually didn't even out-punt your first down marker. So now you're sitting here and you got to hope your defense can stop here because all the momentum has now shifted back to Staley after that quick start by Park Hill South.
And as you mentioned late in that first drive there for Staley, Jaden Moss is back in the game. So here we go. They wait for set and they call set. Grace in the shotgun. Going to send Moss in motion. It's going to be a screen. Gets the blocks. He gets to the near side. He'll be pushed out of bounds. was number 29, Dylan Owens, forcing him out of bounds. Up close to a first down, though.
I haven't seen Jaden Moss play a lot because we don't get to see Staley as much. But even on that pass play, he was running pretty gingerly. So I'm not quite sure exactly what happened that sent him to the sideline on that first drive.
I'm looking at him right now. He's lifting it. He keeps lifting his left leg like it's bothering him or something. He wants to keep playing. In the pistol, Grace switches Stewart to the left side now, and they're going to hand it to, fake it to Moss. And it'll be caught still. Robinson, he may go the distance. There's a flag way back there. A flag at the 10-yard line. Robinson caught it twice and went the distance, but a flag on the play. Looks like it'll be a holding.
And they finally connected on one of those passes. This one wasn't the deep variety. This was more of like a hitch for 9 yards, and Robinson was just able to hold on to it long enough so that he could then break away from the defense. Something we got to continue to watch, though, as the secondary seems to be having some issues staying with the wide receivers. We'll see if that continues to happen throughout the game.
So that'll push them back. I'll mark it. It looks like they're marking it from about the 20. Actually, an eligible man downfield actually will be the call.
Which is sort of interesting that was even able to happen because it felt like that ball came out so quickly. I mean, an offensive lineman would have had to get at least 3 yards, or you're going to have someone who was covered up on the outside would have had to get 2 or 3 yards downfield before you could even throw that flag.
Hand it off to Moss, and he is met and dropped. And, I mean, it was those two DNs meeting, Addison Snowball and Intenoso Rubin, eating him up as Jaden Moss gets up slowly, and he's going to have to come off the field. It's just...
Yeah,
it's hard to see as Jaden Moss does not look like his ankle is quite ready to go. And so 2nd down and 16. He lost a yard on the play. So Grace will be in the backfield. Back to throw. Down the field. Hit by Rubin. Picked off! But it's intercepted. And the flag on the play, as it looks like Intenosa Rubin hit the quarterback late. Personal foul, roughing the passer on Rubin. And it's going to, the interception will be negated. And it'll be a 15-yard personal foul penalty and an automatic first down.
Also something, looking at Loa Grace when he threw that, I don't know if he felt the pressure coming or what, but he didn't really step into that. He sort of was on his back foot and just sort of tried to throw it like he'd throw a baseball. And when he did that, he totally missed his wide receiver wide, and there was the corner to come up and make that grab. But the personal foul is going to make it a first down and move the chains for the Falcons.
It looked like one of those that Grace got back and was like, and saw the large man coming at him, Intenosa Rubin, a big boy coming at him, and just had to get rid of it as quickly as he could. But I just happened to be looking, it looked like he might have been a step late on the hit. This will be a first down, and it'll be a handoff to Stewart. Stewart finds a seam, breaks free, got the first down and more. They'll mark.
You talked about him earlier, the 6'4", 300-pound left tackle got out there and definitely he pushed his guy out of the play and opened up a wide lane for the running back.
Race to throw, deep ball well over the head and incomplete. Defense on the play by Hunter Johnston, and it'll be 3rd down and a long 2. What I'm seeing though is South is getting pressure with just their defensive line, as the substitution at quarterback here Number 12, Dawson Parks is in the game at quarterback. Expect a read option type play as Grace went to the bench. Parks sends a man in motion. It's going to be a little swing pass out here to Grace. He is going to get the first down, but he's brought down by Stewart. His own Stewart for the second time. Shannon Stewart's made a tackle for Park Hill South.
And Stewart right there was sort of just in between. He was trying to make sure that Peyton Murray didn't come up and make the stop, and he whiffed on Murray and then ended up making the tackle himself as while he was whiffing on the block, he turned around and hit his own running back.
So first down and 10. They got it by about half a football. Throw out they'll rule it incomplete as the coaches next to me here, the Park Hill South coaches next to me are yelling it was a backwards pass, and it was right here in front of me. It was close.
It definitely was close.
It looked like it's hard to tell, but it was ruled incomplete. 3:49 to play, first quarter. Man in motion, that's Dawson Parks, and they're going to throw a slant incomplete. Mark Robinson with another drop. He's struggling with his hands tonight because he nearly dropped that one that was a penalty that went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and I was just going to say before that the slant patterns have been open all night for Staley, and they just have not been able to connect on them. They did go to a slant that time, and then unfortunately, Robinson once again let it go right through his hands.
So in the pistol, Grace in the backfield behind Grace. Man in motion, that's Parks. Comes set, they're going to fake a handoff, throw a little out route, and hit hard and dropped was Dawson Parks. And it'll bring up fourth down and long here for the Staley Falcons. This Park Hill South defense standing tall here in the early going. Under 3:30 to play here in this first quarter. 3-0 Falcons. Punt formation coming up here for the Falcons. Now, we don't want to see what happened last week, if you remember, with the Park Hill game. Bad snap, went for a 25-yard run. Snap back, and it'll be a rugby-style punt. Flag is down, and that ball will go into the end zone for a touchback. But a flag down, the punt by number 11, I believe.
This is either one of two things. It's either an illegal formation or it's lined up in the neutral zone. If it's lined up in the neutral zone, you move them 5 yards, and they're going to call illegal formation.
So they'll back them up and have.
I would just go ahead and take the punt because those 5 yards, you never know. They might be able to drop it inside the 5-yard line on you.
You're correct. They will decline it. And it'll bring up a first down from the 20 for Park Hill South, looking to get something going on offense here as they trail 3-0 with 3:02 to play here in this first half.
So far, the Panthers' defense playing really tough, keeping them in the ball game.
Yes, very early on. I mean, and it helps. Jaden Moss does not look very good as he came off the sideline, barely able to walk on his left leg. In the backfield is Warren. Warren's just going to go straight ahead. Quarterback power. Not much doing. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. And he looked like he just got happy feet in the backfield, just like chopping his feet, looking for a hole that is never there.
He was looking for the hole, and really probably you got to give credit to Jordan Owens, the DN there, who was able to hold up the guard just long enough, and then he popped through the gap as soon as it opened up, and he stopped the quarterback for no gain.
And yep, that'll be offsides. They were bringing a blitz. That was number 26, Parker Hain. Got a little too close there, trying to time the snap. So 5 yards. It'll give Park Hill South a free 5. I mean, it's something you don't want to do if you're Staley. As they're gonna re-huddle.
We talked about Matt Suchanek being out, but one injury we didn't mention was somebody who was out as a captain was Berline, who last year played H-back a lot for the Panthers and was somebody that they could count on in short situations like this. They could dump it over the top to him. He's very sure-handed. They're definitely missing him on offense.
It'll be a read option. Gage Warren gets a block out in front, but if the receiver here, Dawson Owen, couldn't hold his block long enough for Warren to get by him, if he does, he may still be running. So
that was a great play call, and they really got the defense trying to guess what was going on and over pursuing, and the end crashed down too hard, left him wide open to come right around the end, and the only person there was the corner, and the corner had nowhere to go because he had a wide receiver blocking him.
And that was a perfectly executed read option play. Like you said, Staley committed their whole defense to Tavon Tusa. And this time they'll hand it to Tusa as he's hit by his own lineman. Keeps fighting forward. They'll give him about 3 yards up near to the 45. Mark me at the 43. That's something that I'm very impressed with, though, about Tavon Tusa. He's not a big running back. He's fighting for every last yard that he can get. We saw it in week 1. He couldn't really get anything going early and then busted off that big run. And just like that, really, for Tusa, he can get going in a heartbeat. Man in motion. They're going to hand it on a jet sweep. Tusa picks up a good block, and they will. That was number 28, Braden Denny, coming on a jet sweep. Actually, he did pitch that, didn't he? That will be a pass in the scorebook. So a first down completion for Gage Warren. That was a play that we saw last week in the Chiefs game that went for a couple touchdowns. One to Tyreek Hill and one to DeAnthony Thomas. It was that same exact type of play. I would expect to see that a little bit more often here from the Park Hill South offense since they've struggled to get much going through the air. They're going to hand it off to Tusa on a little counter. Tavon Tusa into the secondary. Tusa cuts to the outside. Inside the 20. He'll be knocked out of bounds. First down into the red zone for Park Hill South. Forced out by number 17, Jake Wilson. But a very well executed counter play as he gave that jab step with his left foot and went back to the right in a big play for South. First down and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And I definitely think Coach Light is going to want to talk to the DN Nick Wright. Earlier, back a couple plays, went in and had Tusa in the backfield, and instead of tackling him, went for the strip, and Tusa was able to pick up.
RPO type play. Warren will just be brought down out of bounds. That's one. It's set up for a pass. If you're Gage Warren, you just dump that off out of bounds. There's nothing there, just dump it out of bounds or chuck it through the back of the end zone. You don't want to take a loss there. You lost 3 yards.
And great job by Hayden Gregg, though, just extending that play, not allowing Warren to get to the outside of you, and he kept contained long enough to where finally, his friends, Rocco Giglio, was able to come over and make the stop.
Second and down and about 14 yards here. 33 seconds play, first quarter. Gage Warren in the shotgun. Now they move Tusa up. They shift the defensive line. Warren to throw, and a flag is down. As both play clocks have now gone out, I'm assuming it's going to be a false start.
One thing they could do is probably unplug this tunnel thing, and I'm sure that would cause the other one to start back up.
But until they change things, probably they will just even it up to where neither team can have a play clock, because they did have it running a little bit ago. And that's an unfair advantage for the Staley defense or Staley offense to not have a play clock. Now the back judge, I believe, will be the play clock for each team. Warren on second down and 20 rolls to his right, looking to throw. Got a incomplete and a flag down. It'll be a roughing the passer as Warren gets up and has some words for the outside or the man that came up and hit him. And that's something you don't want to do if you're Gage Warren. Do not start running your mouth and get yourself an unsportsmanlike penalty. Roughing the passer is the call. So it'll be 15 yards and an automatic first for Park Hill South as I look down here to the near side, and another injury that looks like it's putting a Park Hill South player out for the game. That was, I believe, number 36. That was Bo Buford, who was down on the bench there, and he's got his pads off and everything. He's on crutches. That hurts for Park Hill South, playing without a lot of starters anyway. Warren in the shotgun, 29 seconds to play here in this first quarter. It'll be a handoff to Tusa, and he slips and falls in the backfield. Looked like if he kept running to the outside, he may have had a few yards. He'll lose a couple. And it'll be 2nd and 12. First down can be picked up at about the 2.5-yard line, as it'll be the end of the first quarter here from Park Hill High School. The number 4 Staley Falcons with a 3-0 lead on the Park Hill South Panthers, and we'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Platte County or the Northland? The Ken Smith team of Keller Williams has been a trusted realtor for more than a decade for both buyers and sellers of residential and commercial properties. Although a native of Clay County, Ken has been a Platte County citizen since 1996 and is licensed in both Missouri and Kansas. The Ken Smith team is about much more than real estate, with a focus on education and communication.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Buyer Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Welcome back here on 810varsity.com. Start of the second quarter upcoming. 2nd down and 12 for the Park Hill South Panthers. Here deep in Staley territory, trailing just 3-0. Warren takes snap, going to roll to his left. Going to fight, get up field, hurdles over, it looks like Tavon Tusa, and is popped out of bounds. We'll give him a few yards on the play. So a quick look, Park Hill and Lee Summit North are tied at 7. That's a game I'm very interested in, as that's the Park Hill Trojans coming off a win last week over Liberty North, trying to keep that momentum against a very much improved Lee Summit North ball club.
Big third down here. Coach Mike Sharp definitely has to have his quarterback not get a bad sack like he did earlier.
Man in motion is Brock Ivy. Takes the snap, Warren. Blitz coming over the middle, and it is incomplete. Hit off the hands as another a Panther on the ground back here. It's number 74, Jacob Magyar.
That was very close to a first down, but the defensive back came over and swatted it away for the Falcons. Making that stop was Jacob Brick, who knocked that ball out of the intended receiver's hands, and great stop there by the Panther defense. So far, we haven't really seen the Staley offense connect, and then the Staley defense, for as good as they've been all year, limiting teams to big plays. I mean, pretty impressive on the Park Hill South offensive side. They've driven the ball deep both times.
So a field goal team will come out on 4th and 7 from the 8. Be roughly a 25-yard field goal.
Which isn't a gimme in high school football,
Especially
but you definitely should make it.
On the hash over there. I mean, this hash is a lot easier than the right hash.
That's right.
Because you could kick it straight on and you'll be just fine. From the right hash, it's a little more difficult. You got to get that aimed a little bit. It's like
wow.
he pushed it a little bit.
Must have just been outside the left upright because it looked like it went through.
The field goal was no good, so Staley will take over from the 20-yard line.
And really, we were talking about it between the quarters. I mean, if you were going to draw it up for a team to pull the upset of the number 4 team in the city, we would have really drawn it up how we have so far. You have your defense come out and play really strong, only give up a few points, and have your offense knocking on the door, and unfortunately they just have not been able to capitalize.
It's going to be a run. Not much doing. Yeah, we didn't really talk about in the pregame of how Park Hill South should pull the upset. But, I mean, they've laid the groundwork through one quarter. Now, can they keep that up? Can they keep the intensity up to try to spring this upset? It'll be a handoff here to the near side. And you see who's back in the game? Jaden Moss back in the game for Staley. And he gets about a yard. He'll bring up 3rd down and about 8. 3rd and 7 now for Staley. I mean, if I was Staley, I'd really try to throw the ball a little bit more because it's been clear that South can't cover. Their defensive backs can't cover these guys on the wide receiver now, running to the near side. Throwback screen, wide open. Big play coming. That was the tight end, Blake Profit, on the throwback screen. Perfectly designed play there by Coach Light to pick up a big play and a 1st down for the Staley Falcons. Hand it off, it'll be Grace. Koa Grace met after about 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down, 7. Something I have noticed with Koa Grace, he runs hard. He's going to run hard for you. He may only be 5'8", but he's going to run the football hard. Fake handoff this time. Loa Grace going to run, and he is twisted around and brought down. That'll go down as a sack, but an injured player, it appears, on the far side. No, a helmet came off. Never mind. Oh, there is a player down for Park Hill. And with the injury timeout, we'll take it with them and back after this on 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathe, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
We're back here on 810varsity.com. While we got this opportunity, we will go to the 810 Varsity scoreboard here. 10:01 to play here in this first half. Park Hill leads 14-7 on Lee Summit North. Rockhurst 7-0 lead on Blue Springs South. Lee Summit West all over Rockbridge 21-0. Ray Peck 14, Belton nothing. Lee Summit and Blue Springs tied at 7. Liberty North 14, Liberty 7. Truman and St. Joe Central knotted up at 0. Raytown 7, William Crispin 6. Fort Osage 6. North Kansas City nothing. Oak Park 7, Ruskin nothing. Kearney 21, Winnetonka nothing. Platte County 7, Grain Valley nothing. Smithville 14, Ray South nothing. Maryville 8, St. Pius nothing. Battle 24, Harrisonville 13. Those are all probably first half scores here around the metro area. In the shot, or in the pistol, and now throw over the middle, batted down, incomplete. That was the big man, Addison Snowball, batting it down. 4th down coming up. Like we mentioned, this Park Hill South defense standing strong here early on.
Yeah, but you've now lost 2 linebackers. I mean, that's something we're going to have to watch as this game goes on. You've lost Buford now and Danielson. Both have left with injury.
And a couple guys late coming on for Staley. I'll check that, just one. It's the punt coming up from Jake Wilson. There's also a safety. Boots it away, and it's a kind of a knuckleballing kick that will roll inside the Panther 10, down to the 5, to the 4. And that's where the ball will die. Here, 9:46 to play, first half.
South, I think your goal here is to just get it out of the shadow of your own goal line to start this drive. Pick up 4 or 5 yards here on the first down and then go from there. Don't do anything crazy because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're giving up a safety in this spot.
Exactly. At least pick up a first down. That way, if you have to punt on this drive, it's not with your punter standing in the back of the end zone where anything can happen. It's going to be a handoff. Tusa fighting forward. May give him a couple yards as he runs into a host of Falcon players there in the middle of the defense.
Yeah, Marlon Kirkwood came up to make the stop. The 6'4", 225 junior D end was not letting him go any farther.
Second down and 8.
Looks like an equipment timeout here. It looks like they're letting someone tie their shoe.
And that would be our quarterback for Park Hill South, Gage Warren. That's somebody you probably don't want with having shoelace issues. Second and 8. They go trips to the far side. A tight end here to the near. Staley shifts their defense around. Now, it's going to be a flag down. Yeah. False start. Be half the distance. As Staley's defenders are like pointing at the Park Hill South backfield, like who knows what's going on at the end of those plays. They'll back it up, be about second down and 11. A mistake you didn't really want deep in your own territory, as it looked like the center or the rest of the offensive line may have been the only ones ready. So they're going to come out in the pistol set. We're down to 9 minutes to play first half. Now they're in the gun, man in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Gets a block, tries to get to the outside. Going to be dropped for a loss. Braden Denny dropped in the backfield for a loss. And then that'll bring up third down, and it looks like they'll give him back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 12. 3rd and 12 for Park Hill South. I mean, you'd think this would be a passing spot, but probably not a spot that they're actually going to throw in. They go. Rolling to the right, and it'll be a safety.
He was hit by so many defenders. I mean, the safety was the best he could hope for at that point. He wasn't going to throw it, and he did a good job just holding on to the football and not fumbling it there.
So Staley's defense now gets on the board, but a flag down, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. And so Not sure. The referee will go into his book and write down whoever the unsportsmanlike conduct will be on. And so it'll be 15 yards added to where they're going to punt. The safety punt will be from. So we'll see what ends up happening here.
Well, it's going to be a free kick, and so more likely when you get the 15 yards now, you're going to tee it up. You're not going to have your punter punt it away. I mean, that would be the smart choice. But still, I mean, you're going to give the ball right back to the Falcons here. And for Park Hill South, you know, things were going your way and just have not been able to capitalize on the two drives you've had where you've gotten into the red zone both times, and we'll see if it ends up costing them long term here. They have held Staley to 5 points through the first quarter, and, you know, they should.
He's teeing it up at the 25, or back at the 20. I think they were going to...
Yeah, here they
go. Okay, they were just signaling that they're
at
15, so they'll kick it from the 35.
And I understand the crowd's probably, at least on the Staley side, is a little upset about that call, but at the same time, they're kicking off from the 35. You should be able to get a pretty decent return out of this.
Back to return, it looks like that would be Loa Grace. Jaden Moss is not in the, or Koa Grace, sorry, not Loa Grace. Koa Grace, as Verhoeven will kick, as he will boot it deep, and it's going to be Grace from the 10. Cuts to the near side, will cut upfield, chip down. Good tackle there. That looks like
lucky that LeBar was there to trip him up, because there were several blockers right there that were ready to open up a hole for Koa Grace, and he would have been able to run for a long time.
8:04 to play first half. Staley holds the score is right, 5-0 lead here on Park Hill South here in this second quarter. It's been a second quarter of just slowing to a stop with penalties and just everything you can imagine. Grace in the backfield with Grace. They're going to hand it to Koa Grace breaks free into the secondaries. Hit hard. Making the hit there. Bring up, that's actually a first down carry for Koa Grace. Sends a man in motion now. Loa Grace will pump fake and throw deep down the field. Up for grabs, and it's caught! A one-handed catch by Mark Robinson, and it's a first down for the Staley Falcons. But
maybe his issue all night's been trying to catch it with two hands.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the cleanest catch he's had all night.
But my question is, as the corner over there, why not look? If you look back for the ball, it's incomplete because you're going to bat that down or pick it off. So timeout will be called by the Panthers of Park Hill South. And we'll take it with them and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
There are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused. The College Tutors Learning 7, or visit collegetutors.com.
Welcome back here to 810varsity.com. So we'll go take a quick look at the scoreboard. Park Hill and Lee Summit North now tied up at 14. Just catch the scores that are changed. Rockhurst 21, Blue Springs South nothing. Lee Summit's got the lead against Blue Springs at home. And meanwhile, Kearney 35, Winnetonka nothing. Not really a surprise there in that game here. As we got 7:48 to play. First half, 5-0. Staley Falcons hold the lead. Grace in the shotgun with Koa Grace behind him. Next to his left is Shannon Stewart, the fullback, and they're going to hand it to Grace. Grace into the secondary, breaks free, cuts back to the near side. She's got enough speed, not quite enough. He'll be dragged down about the 6-yard line. Peyton Murray saved the touchdown. Handed off to Grace, up the middle, cut down at about the 1. They'll give. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
And what this game has been like so far is when you get into like a boxing match where you have one guy who's just the odds-on favorite and the other guy is just someone who can punch. And unfortunately, every once in a while, that puncher, after a while, starts to get tired and gets punched out.
And it looks like a hold there for Park Hill South to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 1. As they switch quarterbacks for that play, Dawson Parks was into the game at quarterback. And he will probably stay in there. And I would expect to see some read option here, or him possibly get under center. And as Staley will call a timeout so they can discuss this 3rd and goal from the 1 play. And this timeout really benefits Park Hill South as well, so they can kind of figure out what their defense needs to key on, look for. I would expect to see Stewart.
If I'm Coach Light, I go ahead and I bring out Grace as your quarterback. Utilize the fact that you do have the runner also out there in Parks, and don't show which one you're going to do, because right now when Parks comes out, you can definitely tell the Park Hill South defense is ready for him. They know that it's going to be a run. He's not going to throw. At least having Grace out there will make it so that the defense isn't just able to key on the run here, especially at 3rd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, that's a great point. And we have seen both of them out there at the same time as well. So you can do either one. Or just have both of them out there. He's been playing some slot receiver as Dawson Parks in certain situations. So Park Hill South's defense back out on the field as they prepare for this big 3rd down and goal from the 1-yard line. I would almost assume for Staley, 2-down territory. You're gonna go for it from here anyway, because then you're more than likely, if they happen to stop you, you're more than likely gonna pick up another safety along the way. So Parks stays in the game, and he's gonna just follow Stewart and meet, and he will score. Touchdown, Staley Falcons. 11-0 Staley with the lead. Dustin Parks.
And it was definitely the second effort there by Parks that got him into the end zone. He was stopped at first, but was able to stretch out just enough to get across the goal line.
Extra point attempt up and coming here. That's Jacob Stewart. Snap is back. It's a good one. Kick is up by Stewart, and it is right down the middle. It'll be into the band. And it is 12-0. Staley Falcons with the lead here with 6:40 to play here in this first half. And so we'll take a break. Thanks to some of our sponsors. We'll be back after this on 810varsity.com. Welcome back here on 810varsity.com. 6:40 to play, first half. Staley Falcons 12, Park Hill South nothing. Back to return the kick. It's the dangerous Charles Warren, who is about one block from going the distance on the last kickoff. Stewart to kick it. I would assume they'll try to keep it away, and they'll boot it deep. Warren will have a chance to return it from the 1. Breaks free. Oh, and he's going to run into... Looks like the ball's on the turf, and Staley's going to come up with it, it appears. So not exactly what you wanted there if you're Park Hill South, but you are lucky enough to recover it. So it'll be first down and 10 from the 21-yard line for Park Hill South. I just continue to wonder, do they have a quarterback that can throw? They have to have another quarterback on the roster that could at least spin it a little bit, but they're going to stick with Warren. Gage Warren, the sophomore, listed as a wide receiver on the depth chart, on the roster. And it'll be Warren just on a quarterback power. Breaks free! Gage Warren finally bumped out of bounds. A good tackle there by Jalen Newberry. Or just forced him out of bounds. And that was just a simple quarterback power. And Warren got through, found a seam. One of the few holes that he's been able to find thus far tonight. And it's a first down for the Panthers.
And this is a very important drive for the Panthers, so that was a good start there to get that first down on that first run of this drive. You got to get down, you got to get some points here. Your defense has done everything they can to keep you in this ball game. Now your offense has to at least try to put some points on the board.
Staying in the gun, they're going to go same play again, but a tackle for loss. That's number 54, Preston Wiss, the 6', 304-pound senior nose tackle. Now back him up 2 yards. I'm continuing to wonder, why aren't they giving the ball to Tavon Tusa?
If you're Coach Sharp, you got to start getting creative here. Like, if your quarterback can only run, then you got to look at maybe running some spread option. Got to look at more sweeps, jet sweeps, things like that to get your team moving.
Stuff like we've seen from Park Hill recently. A play action pass, and it's going to be bounced in there, incomplete. But what I was just saying, some of that stuff that you see from Park Hill, the home school here, they run those jet sweeps. That's their running game, basically. And then they run those little short passes, those little just like fly sweep passes things, and they hit those receivers, and that's how they've scored a lot of their touchdowns this year, getting it out into space to their athletes. And they've tried one screen pass, but it went for a sack and a loss. So they're going to spread it out here. Tusa is a wing to the left of Warren. Be a throw. He's going to just throw it deep down the field, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete. Pass was intended for...
Another thing, and I just noticed it, but Gage Warren's a lefty. And the 2 times that they've had him try to throw, he's rolled out to the right, which is unnatural for a lefty to then come around. You wonder if maybe the coaches need to look at maybe rolling protection to the left and letting him more naturally roll out to his left.
So it'll be a punt formation. They're going to punt it away, and it's a good kick. Never mind. It's a high kick, but just not a whole lot of distance on it. It'll go out of bounds at the Staley 44-yard line. But looking at, that last drive, but what you were mentioning, he rolls out to his right a lot. That's what they have the plays designed for. The only thing I could think of is the right side of their offensive line is set, and these are their guys. So he wants to run them behind their best. Only thing I could think of.
And you get that, but then you have to come up with something else. You have to find your running back maybe to chip on the outside or something to allow your quarterback more comfortable rollout.
It's going to be Dawson Parks up the middle on a read option. 9-yard gain up close to the first down. Here with 5 minutes to play, first half. Staley starting to kind of take control of this game. It's going to be Parks up the middle into the secondary. Dawson Parks as, in fact, Peyton Murray nearly got that ball out of there. But it's a first down carry for Dawson Parks, who came into the game as their third leading rusher with 70 yards on the ground for the year. And he's definitely over 100 total on the year. First down at the 20-yard line. We're going to take a snap. It's going to be Parks going to run behind his running back, Grace, and he's going to get about 5, and it'll be second down and 5. This drive, they've just been running it right at Park Hill South's defense and been very effective as Parks checks out of the game and Loa Grace checks back into the game for the Staley Falcons. In the pistol set, they're going to hand it off to Koa Grace. Koa up the middle. He'll get close to the first down. It'll be about 3rd and 1 here for the Staley Falcons. Yep, third and 1. Staying in the pistol. Switches the fullback to the left side. They're going to hand it off to Grace. Got the first down. Inside the 10 to about the 9. So it'll be 1st and goal now for the Staley Falcons offense as Grace is going to slowly kind of jog off the field. Into the game is number 49. See, I don't have a 49 on my roster. Man in motion. Comes set. They're going to hand it off. Oh, they're going to throw a little swing pass out. The ball's on the ground. Recovered by Staley. Robinson just got very lucky as the ball's laying on the ground. And it looked like that was Ramon Shelton who was able to jump on it and save turnover.
Well, the Park Hill South defense looks very tired at this point. They're seeing a lot of hands on the hips, a lot of guys tapping their helmets, asking to come out. And Staley's just running up to the line. They're not allowing a lot of time to run off the clock.
And the thing is, Park Hill South's our defense has been on the field a lot of this game so far. We're going to hand it off to 49 for a couple of yards. Third and goal here from the 2-yard line. Grace back in the game. Loa Grace with Koa Grace. They're going to run the option, flip it out to Grace. End zone, touchdown, Staley Falcons. Extra point upcoming here for Staley. Jacob Stewart to kick it. Snap back, kick up, and good. Right down the middle, and it is Staley 19, Park Hill South nothing. With 2:05 to play here in this first half. So we'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South athletics.
Something like that. And we're back here on 810varsity.com. 2:05 to play till halftime. Staley Falcons 19, Park Hill South Panthers nothing. Staley starting to slowly look like that the team that's number 1 in the state in Class 5 and also number 4 in the city. And they will boot it away. This ball will be kicked into the end zone for a touchback.
Here, even 3 points, cut into this lead. You then let's just play it out here. You do get 3 points right before half. You get the ball right after half, and you can get a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. You're down by 1 score at that point.
And to be honest, if you're Park Hill South, you want to hold on to the ball for this 2:05. So that way your defense doesn't have to get back on the field to end this first half and then just get them a long break. They're going to roll out to the left. And that pass was caught. Looks like Braden Denny with the catch and a first down. Just as we just talked about, why are they not rolling to the left? Why are they not rolling to the left? And immediately they roll to the left.
And it was a much more comfortable throw. You could definitely tell he wasn't having to turn his body to try to set. He was in the flow of his throw, and he was able to make that 10-yard pass.
Because, I mean, he's not a quarterback usually, I don't think. And then when you could run those type of plays with Sukanik, and because he can make those type of throws. Pass out. It's going to be intercepted. Back the other way. There he goes. Touchdown, Landon Donaldson.
And that play was doomed from the snap, unfortunately. The snap was low, and so Gage Warren had to go down to make it. And when he went to turn to throw the quick hitch, his wide receiver had already run the route and come back and was waiting for the ball. You sort of want to hit it before your wide receiver turns to make that grab. So he goes to throw it, and the corner had read it just perfectly, was able to pick it off and run it back for a touchdown.
31-yard interception return for a touchdown for Landon Donaldson. Snap back, kick up, right down the middle again. And it's 26-0 Staley now.
And oh, how things have changed in the last 30 seconds. I mean, we were looking at a game that was very close. We were looking 12-0. You're thinking, man, Park Hill South is fighting. They're staying in this. And next thing you know, 2 touchdowns in 36 seconds, and it's now 26-0.
Exactly. So with 1:33 to play, yeah. We'll just run through the scoring here in this game so far. First drive of the game, Staley went down, got a 29-yard field goal from Stewart, and then in the second, they picked up a safety. It led 5-0. Then Parks with a 1-yard touchdown plunge up the middle, made it 12-0. Koa Grace 2-yard touchdown run, 19-0. Then the 32-yard interception return for Landon Donaldson made it 26-0 for the Falcons of Staley. And so they'll kick it away, 1:33 to play. I'm almost expecting and a fumbled kick again. Charles Warren. Warren not quite as successful this time after the muffed kick. So Park Hill's offense will come back out on the field. Now you wonder what are they going to do now? 1:26 to play here in this first half. You try to go down, go get a score. Same thing as we just talked about.
There's still a lot of ball game left, and you get the ball after halftime, so you have to be aggressive here. I understand you might be a little gun shy after what happened, but you can't, go conservative yet.
In the pistol, Warren gonna hand it off to Tusa. Tavon Tusa lowers his shoulder up near the 30. Sorry, the 25 to the 24. Second down and 3 upcoming for Park Hill South. Here's where they're in a huddle. It looks like they're not really in any hurry with a minute to play here in this first half. One of those things where you bust a big play, hey, let's go try to score. They're going to hand it off again. Tusa hit in the backfield, going to keep fighting forward. Looks like he'll get the first down, so the clock will stop. And a couple flags come in as Tusa was driven down very late in the play. And a couple flags come out. I'm not quite sure what we'll see penalty-wise here. This may be offsetting personal fouls. It's going to just go on Staley. Just one. They'll throw the flag for just one. So it looked like Tusa took a swipe after the play, too. But anyway, it'll be a first down and then a 15 yards added on to the end of it. And so, I mean, Park Hill South, 44 seconds to play here in this first half. Pick up 15 more yards, and I mean, you can be a little bit more aggressive now to possibly try to get on the board. This game started to see a little bit of chippiness as there are a couple personal fouls on Staley here in this ball game as the clock rolls here with 40 seconds to play. Staying shotgun. Going to look deep. They're going to fire one down the field. It'll be incomplete. Pass nearly hauled in. That was Charles Warren running up the sideline. What I've noticed is when they're going to run a deep ball, all they do, Warren takes the snap and just doesn't even look anywhere else on the field. He looks at one guy.
He's usually looking for his brother.
And that's exactly who he was looking at there. So he fired it up the sideline. He just took the snap, took one step, and fired it down the sideline. Here, 31 seconds to play, second down and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Kind of a tighter shotgun set. Rolling to the right. Going to fire it up the field. It's incomplete.
Great job by Braden Denny just breaking up that pass, because I know he was the intended receiver, but there was a Falcon ready to pick that off. Kendrick Stone was right there, and Denny dove for it, was able to tip it away.
And nearly came up with it, too. That's the probably the most amazing part about the play. Nearly went up and got it. I mean, if he grabs that, he may have had a chance. If he could have stayed on his feet, he probably would have went to the house. 24 seconds to play, third and 10 from their own 41-yard line. Blitz coming. Gonna hand it to Tusa, fighting forward, finally brought down. Bring up fourth down. That looks like it'll take it to halftime, yeah. As the clock continues to roll, and yes, we will go to halftime here from Preston Field at Park Hill High School. Staley holding a 26-0 lead over Park Hill South. So we will take a break here for halftime, thank our sponsors, and come back and halftime analysis and stats, and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South athletics.
Platte Valley Bank has been a fixture for Northland's banking needs with locations throughout the Northland. Liberty, Platte City, Parkville, Smithville, Berry Road, and more. In fact, Platte Valley Bank was recently named one of the 5 strongest mid-sized banks in Kansas City in 2014 by the Kansas City Business Journal. Try our new mobile deposit options on our new banking app. For more information on locations, apps, loans, and more, visit one of our locations or online at PlatteValleyBank.com. Platte Valley Bank, proudly supporting high school athletics in the Northland. Visit anytime at PlatteValleyBank.com. Member FDIC.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810Varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810Varsity.com.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
Featuring music from the opera Carmen. Platte Valley Bank has been a fixture for Northland's banking needs with locations throughout the Northland. Liberty, Platte City, Parkville, Smithville, Berry Road, and more. In fact, Platte Valley Bank was recently named one of the 5 strongest mid-sized banks in Kansas City in 2014 by the Kansas City Business Journal. Try our new mobile deposit options on our new banking app. For more information on locations, apps, loans, and more, visit one of our locations or online at PlatteValleyBank.com. Platte Valley Bank, proudly supporting high school athletics in the Northland. Visit anytime at PlatteValleyBank.com. Member FDIC.
Chiefs checking from Community America gets you closer to the game. Is there any better way to get closer?
Hey, man. Go long. Chiefs checking for Community America.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on and on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Rockhurst is rolling. Rockhurst is rolling. Lee Summit West is beating Rockbridge. That's huge for Blue Springs and then. And their clock went out after. That happened before too.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Briar Payne Mead Insurance in Kansas City today at bpminsurance.com or call 913-402-9576. That's 913-402-9576 and ask about Auto Owners Insurance today.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Platte County or the Northland? The Ken Smith team of Keller Williams has been a trusted realtor for more than a decade for both buyers and sellers of residential and commercial properties. Although a native of Clay County, Ken has been a Platte County citizen since 1996 and is licensed in both Missouri and Kansas. The Ken Smith team is about much more than real estate. With a focus on education and communication, a fully documented marketing strategy, and a 30-day listing period on all homes. The Ken Smith team, about your life and your dreams, focused on you. Contact Ken Smith anytime at 816-304-7580 or visit online at moveupwithken.com. That's 816-304-7580 and move up with Ken.
Welcome back here at halftime of our 8-10 varsity game this week. The Staley Falcons hold a 26-0 lead on Park Hill South. Our game stats, first team-wise, for Staley, 37 plays for 208 yards total offense. Rushing, 24 carries for 123, 85 yards passing. And for the team stats, Loa Grace 5 of 10 for 82 yards. On the ground, they've been led by Koa Grace with 7 for 51 and a score. Dawson Parks 3 carries for 40 yards. Shannon Stewart 1 for 18. Of course, as we mentioned early on, Jaden Moss, it looked like he went out for the game with 7 carries for 4 yards. Receiving, Mark Robinson has 3 catches for 70 to lead Staley. Then offensively for Park Hill South, 62 yards of offense. 20 carries for 50 yards. And then 1 for 7 through the air for 12 yards. Gage Warden 1 for 7 for 12 yards and that pick 6. Gage Warden leads on the ground, 6 carries for 29 yards. Tavon Tusa, 10 carries for 21 yards. Braden Denny 1 for 7. And then Hunter Smith with 1 carry for 5 yards. And then receiving, that was Braden Denny with the 1 catch for 12 yards. And what's been just a rough outing here for the Park Hill South Panthers as they trail this game 26-0. And so we will take another quick break and be back, and we'll run through our scoreboard and do some second half or first half analysis and get you ready for the second half after this on 810varsity.com.
We should have just done it. But it sounded like they were running around. They were really.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Lathrop's. That was Lathrop we looked at. They are probably. Oh, they're gonna roll through the KCI easily this year. They play at my school this week. They play West Platte. And West Platte's down 42-6 right now. Graves has looked good. I guess it helps when you got Joe Webb with 2 catches for 102 and 1 score. Holy cow, they're running the ball a little bit. It's not much. Corey Bradford's got a touchdown.
What, from 3 yards out again?
No, he's got 4 carries for 2 yards, so probably a yard if I had to guess. Let's see.
He's not good.
No. Yeah. Oh, well, that's not enough. 71-yard touchdown from Graves to Webb. Bradford 2 yards out. Well, he just scored. At least Summit North's been throwing. Oh, Hayden Wallace has 6 tackles at halftime. Christian Carter 5 completions for 5 for 7 for 55 yards for Lee Summit North. It's not bad. I mean, they're running the ball really well against Park Hill.
Chick-fil-A Perry Road is a proud partner of the Park Hill School District for providing great work experience to feeding the team.
Running for 176, Lee Summit North has.
The Gusman Real Estate Team, proud Park Hill alumni, sponsor Park Hill School District activities.
All right, you ready? Welcome back here on 810varsity.com. We'll go through our scoreboard right quick here. First up, one of the newer scores to the scoreboard. Park Hill with a 21-14 lead down at Lee Summit North. That's definitely a game to keep an eye on score-wise down there. That one's a fun one there. Rockhurst 28, Blue Springs South nothing. Lee Summit West 21, Rockbridge 7. So Rockbridge scored there. Ray Peck 21, Felton 7 in a rivalry game there. And one of the surprises of the night, and what was probably the game of the night, we got a couple surprises building right now. Lee Summit 17, Blue Springs 7. Liberty North 14, Liberty 10. That's the 8-10 8-10 game of the week from over there at Liberty. Of course, our game here, St. Joe Central looking to get off the schneid and get a victory, leading 27-7. Raytown 34, William Crispin 14. Still a interesting game here. Fort Osage 6, North Kansas City nothing. Oak Park 14, Ruskin 6. Grandview 22, Pleasant Hill 14. Kearney absolutely all over Winnetonka 35-0. Platte County 17, Green Valley 15. That's out in Green Valley. It's a big game. They're in the Suburban Blue or whatever they are. I don't even know anymore. So Smithville 35, Ray South nothing. Maryville 42, St. Pius nothing. In a high-scoring affair here, Battle 45, Harrisonville 33. It's an interesting development down in Harrisonville. Excelsior Springs 41, Richmond 20. Oak Grove 26, East Bears 6. Warrensburg 41, Clinton nothing. Savannah, last check, 35-7 lead on St. Joe Lafayette. Benton 17, LeBlanc nothing. Another score I saw, Chillicothe 22, Cameron nothing. Chillicothe just scored for the first time tonight, and they're leading Cameron 22-0. Center 6, Van Horn, or Center 7, Van Horn 6. And then Webb City 22, Branson 10. And on the Missouri scoreboard, and just some notable Kansas games. Bishop Miege 26, Mill Valley nothing. Same scores we've got here. Blue Valley 42, Blue Valley Southwest nothing. Pittsburgh 21, Blue Valley North 10. Blue Valley West 28, St. James 16. Gardner Edgerton continuing their hot start, leading 26-0 over Lawrence. Olathe West, they are keeping close with Olathe East right now, 16-14. Olathe North leads Shawnee Mission West 32-7. Free State 41-0 on Shawnee Mission North. And those are just our notable scores from around Kansas, as well as we get ready to start the second half here, as Park Hill South will get the football to start the second half. And in a hole here.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're in a 26-0 hole here. And what you have to do is you have to get something positive going on offense. Your defense held for quite a while, but you essentially ran them into the ground because they were on the field for so long. So on offense, you got to get something positive going. Utilize your running quarterback, utilize Tussa, and try to move the ball down the field. You got to get creative, maybe run some spread option, maybe run some jet sweeps. Definitely look at dump-off passes into the flat, trying to utilize the quickness that you have in your quarterback and in your running back to try to get something positive going on offense. And then when you get back on defense, your defense has to get back to how it was playing in the first quarter. In the first quarter, they played. They were shutting them out. They kept them from getting any more than just that field goal. They did a great job. They were getting to the ball. They were putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and they were just a few hairs away from getting scores on the board, as they almost had a pick six down there at one end, and they almost had a return for a touchdown in the kickoff game. So you could still be in this football game. You can't give up anything too quick. If your offense comes out and sputters, you're definitely giving all the momentum to Staley, and Staley only needs another, let's see, 9 points, actually, and they're going to have a running clock, and so you got to do whatever you can to keep the clock running.
Actually, now that I thought about it, I think it's actually 30 in the state of Missouri now.
Okay, so they need a touchdown.
So we will see. Park Hill South, if they could go get a touchdown here, touchdown, get a stop, maybe you could start believing a little bit, but we're not quite there. Staley's just this is a juggernaut here in Class 5. As we didn't really talk about the fact they're sitting atop Class 5 currently. And the pool is just it's deep, very much so, in Class 5.
Well, you had your shot. You had 2 occasions where you're in the red zone. You had a chance to put some points on the board, and both times you came away with nothing. Now that's really where you sort of lost that hold on keeping Staley close, because your defense was keeping them tight in there, and then all of a sudden, they were able to break out after that safety and score, the 26 points.
Yeah, getting the like I said, the safety, and then getting good field position after the free kick following the safety, even though they did get a 15-yard penalty on it for unsportsmanlike conduct on the Falcons. And looks like we're about ready to get underway to start the second half. 12 minutes is back on the clock, and we will get this game back going here from Park Hill High School. Preston Field, in fact, here at Park Hill High School. So to kick the football away is, of course, number 13, Jacob Stewart, who's kicked him just far enough to the edge of the end zone. 1 touchback, and this one will be a short one, and it will go into the hands of Warren. Warren tried to get the edge, couldn't quite get there. Thinking if he lets that one go, it either goes into the end zone or it will kick out of bounds, one of the two. So they'll start in some not so great field position at their own 16-yard line, trailing 26-0. I mean, we did see a few weeks back, they came back from a 21-point deficit and did it really quick. That was a whole different team that they faced off with, that Ray Peck team that day. So in the pistol, Gage Warren with Tavon Tusa behind him. Blitz coming. They're going to hand it to Tusa. Not a lot of room, maybe a yard.
Getting on the stop there was Jordan Owens, the 5'7", 232 senior D-end. And he's been really tough on the running game. He's always been one to make that first contact.
So come out in the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield with him. Bring a man in motion now. They're going to run just a fake jet sweep, but not a lot of room to go. Brought down.
Rocco Giglio getting in there to make the stop.
So it'll be 3rd down. They'll give him the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard. 3rd and 10. Passing situation here for the Panthers. In the gun. Going to left, just gets it away, and it'll be incomplete. Warren had literally 0 time. He had enough time to run to his right and just chuck it and get rid of it.
Well, again, the play was designed to go to the right. You've got a left-handed quarterback. He was having to roll, in an uncomfortable fashion, and then you're with the pressure coming. What do you expect?
So Brock Ivy's on to punt for Park Hill South. High snap, and this is going to be a flag down, and a pretty good punt here. They're going to let it roll, but it's going to kick back in Staley's direction. Be 1st down for Staley, but a flag down looks like probably a legal formation. That's exactly what it'll be. Illegal formation on Park Hill South.
I'd force him to kick again. That's probably the best punt we've seen in a while from him, forcing the punt.
So he'll punt again. So yeah, they'll mark it off 5 yards and then re-kick. Brock Ivy back to kick. Now standing in his own end zone. A bad snap could be really, really bad here. This one a good snap back to him and a good kick. Fair catch be called for and made there. Jacob Brick takes it. So it'll be first down for the Staley Falcons here for their first drive of the second half from the Park Hill South 45-yard line.
So the illegal formation ended up costing 15 yards.
Yes. It was a very good punt before. So Grace will be in the backfield with Grace. Koa Grace having a pretty good ball game thus far tonight, 71 yards at halftime. The field will be eaten alive as he gets about a yard. That will be, couldn't even see. And 79 Xavier Jackson and big number 98 Intenosa Rubin. The Clemson commit Intenosa Rubin, mind you. Now it'll be a fake handoff. Down the seam, wide open, not really wide open, just overthrew his man, incomplete. That looked like one, he's just like, okay, pressure's coming. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Nobody could catch that ball. It was so far out, high and away from.
Staley's passing game tonight has sort of been a little off all night. They've just been missing it. He's been missing his wide receivers constantly.
Hit that one big play for the one-handed catch. This one will be a throw. Grace wide open. Blake Profit forced out of bounds inside the 5. And as you just said, passing game's been a bit off. But Blake Profit found himself wide open for the big play and a first down, first and goal from the 2. Grace now in the shotgun. That looked like just a miscommunication in coverage. They're going to hand it off to his brother. He cuts to the outside now. He's going to score. Touchdown, Staley Falcons. Koa Grace, second effort into the end zone to get his second touchdown of the night. And really, that was an all-effort run there for Koa Grace. Looked like he was dead to rights in the middle of that play. Cut it to the outside at the last second, and just had to outrun the defenders to the end zone. And that he did. Snap back, kick up. And it's through the middle again. Jacob Stewart puts it through, and it is 33-0 Staley Falcons. We'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
For the best gourmet pizza in the Northland, don't look any farther than Stone Canyon Pizza in Parkville. Locally owned and operated since 1995, Stone Canyon's pizzas are made to order from the freshest ingredients. Visit either location for lunch or an enjoyable evening in downtown Parkville or the Zona Rosa location across from Barnes & Noble. And of course, visit anytime at StoneCanyonPizza.com. Stone Canyon Pizza, a fixture in Parkville and proud supporter of Park Hill and Park Hill South Athletics.
We're back here on 810varsity.com. Staley 33, Park Hill South, nothing is our score. Charles Warren has been pretty dangerous tonight. He's back to return the kick. And they just keep kicking it to him and just trusting their coverage team. The kick is away. It'll be in the end zone for a touchback. So Park Hill South will take over from the 30. As the clock remains stopped here for this one, so it'll be 35 points. Park Hill still holds the lead over Lee Summit North, 21-14. Lee Summit West still leads 21-7. Rockhurst 35-0 now. Belton pulls one back. It's 21-14. Our score here, 33-0. The Staley Falcons are flexing their muscles here in this Class 5 matchup. Class 5 District 8 matchup. In the gun, Warren to throw. Be a little screen caught by Tusa, and he's cut down at about the 20-yard line. Not much room there for Tusa. Landon Donaldson, who's kind of been all over the field tonight for the Staley Falcons, has that pick six of 32 yards there towards the end of that first half. And that play, a little bit of creativity shown for Park Hill South.
Well, from what we have been seeing out of the offense, yes, it was creative. Pass to the flat.
Now it's going to be a handoff to Tusa, and there's nowhere to go. As he continues to fight, runs back to the near side, trying to get a block, but a flag down now. Couple flags down now. Tusa with a lot of effort on that play. And
because of that effort, he had people blocking in the back and maybe a personal foul over there. I mean, this is going to get ugly.
As Tusa checks out of the game.
Well, he got hit hard at the end of that
Eric
play,
Avery, I saw him come onto the field. As we await the flags here to try to straighten out what they're going to call. Legal block in the back. Yep, that'll go on there. And then,
they declined it.
Okay, they'll decline it and lose about 2 yards. It's a lot of running to lose 2 yards for Tavon Tusa, who, first of all, you got to say, good work getting out of the hold of big number 95, Marwan Kirkwood, 6'4", 225-pound defensive end. He was looked like he was going to be dropped for about an 8-yard loss, and ended up getting all the way up to just a loss of 2. So in the gun, Warren with Avery as the swing. Now they roll to the left, throwback screen to Brock Ivy. Absolutely nowhere for him to go. It's like Staley's seen that play in practice before from their own offense. That play goes absolutely nowhere for Park Hill South. Brock Ivy, who had that big week 1 game, ever since has not had a lot of production, and he'll punt away. High punt, not going to be quite the distance. It'll be caught there. Koa Grace caught the punt there. So it'll be Staley football at the 48-yard line, where Staley will take over, looking to extend their lead. While we got this chance, I'll run over the scoreboard right quick. And now we'll wait for our next break for that one. It's a quick break. 33-0, 7:46 to play, third quarter. As I said, 33-0 in the shotgun. Grace rolls out to his right, gonna throw. Throws it behind his receiver, Profit. His big tight end, Blake Profit, just threw it a little too low for him to be incomplete. It's number 49 checks into the game for Koa Grace here. So we still don't have a name for 49. as Loa Grace checks out now. Dawson Parks checks in to the ball game for the Falcons of Staley. In the shotgun set. Man in motion. Now they're going to hand it off. Oh, going to be a keeper. Oh, and he is hit. Met immediately and driven back. Dawson Parks took a shot. Peyton Murray came up from his safety spot and laid a lick on Dawson Parks.
Looks like Bryce Zimmerman is 49. They got his number wrong on the program.
Okay. What number is he? If I can find him.
48.
48.
Is what they have him down in the program.
Okay. Now Bryce Zimmerman. Now a big keeper up the middle. Now the exact opposite of what we saw from the previous play. Parks up the middle. We'll bring up third down. Third down and 1. They have fourth down on the marker across the way. I do believe it's third down now.
And they're bringing in their backup center. The
helmet came off. They're going to hand it off to Zimmerman this time for sure. Zimmerman around the edge. Gets some space. Drives forward. Finally pushed out of bounds. But a first down nonetheless. Charles Warren had to push him out of bounds.
That was a great run by Zimmerman, who's having to back up at running back a little bit here with the fact that you had the injury earlier to Jaden Moss.
Now they're gonna, it's been a keeper. Nobody in front of him. Touchdown, Dawson Parks. 21-yard touchdown run for Dawson Parks. And it is 39-0. Extra point upcoming here for Stewart. Snap is back, kick is up, and right through the middle. 40-0's our score now here on 810varsity.com, as the running clock will now be in effect for the rest of this ball game. Unless Park Hill South can score. So we'll glance at our scoreboard right quick as they are taking a water break for both sides here with 6:07 to play here in this third quarter. Park Hill gets back on the board. 24-14 lead on Lee Summit North. Rockhurst 35-0 lead on Blue Springs South. Lee Summit West still leads 21-7. Lee Summit West, well, I just said that. Ray Peck 21, Belton 14. Lee Summit 17, Blue Springs 14. Liberty North and Liberty still tied up. St. Joe Central 27-7. Raytown now extending their lead to 42-14. Fort O still leading 6-0 on North Kansas City. Kearney rolling on to a victory. That looks like about it. We're here 40-0.
And it's really too bad that this game has sort of falling into this 40-0. I know that we sort of expected it. You got the number 4 team in the city taking on a team that's missing their starting quarterback. But that first quarter was just such great defensive football from Park Hill South that you really sort of had hope for what could possibly be, especially if their offense would have been able to get anything going.
Yeah, exactly. And they were, I mean, it's just frustrating, yeah, considering how your defense played that first quarter. They were on the field for a long time. And so it's just kind of frustrating to see. They played so well, couldn't get a lot of help. They were just trailing 3-0 after the first quarter.
Well, and 5-0 after the first quarter and a half.
Exactly, and then it all kind of
fell apart from there.
cascaded down on them as Park Hill South has the football. Warren going to hand it off to Tusa. Tavon Tusa still fighting, though. I don't expect we'll see much of him to stop fighting for every last yard that he's going to earn the rest of this ball game, as he'll check out of the game after that carry. And Eric Avery stays in.
And I sort of wonder what it would be like to see Tusa on some of those teams just a couple years back when they had a very good quarterback. They had several good wide receivers, and it just didn't work out that way, I guess.
In the shotgun or in the pistol set, we're gonna fake that's not there and roll to the right and throw an interception. Landon Donaldson, another pick, and he'll be brought down finally inside the 10. First and goal for the Staley Falcons. It'll be his second pick of the game and nearly his second pick six. And I'd say if that would have been another pick six, that would have sealed him as one of the defensive players of the week here on 810varsity.com. That Chad Rader does hand out every week. He finds those elite defensive performances every week and recognizes each player in a short little article every week. So that would have almost sealed it.
Well, with his 2 picks and one being a pick six and the fact that he's been all over the field tonight making tackles, you definitely have to at least say he's a nominee.
Oh, yeah, I'd say, he's probably right there.
On the leaderboard at least.
Grace over the middle, wide open and just overshoots his man. That was number 83, Corbin Peters, the 6'3" senior tight end. So the clock continues to roll. 3:10 to play here in this third quarter. Staley with a 40-0 lead here. First and goal at the Panthers' 7-yard line. They come set. Zimmerman in the backfield behind Grace, and he'll toss it out to Zimmerman now. Zimmerman runs over a man. He'll get to the 5. So it looks like they've kind of started making some wholesale changes here. Just kind of leaving Grace out, Loa Grace in the game for the most part.
I wonder how much longer he'll be left in the game. You don't want to take a chance of getting hurt here.
If you go score a touchdown on this drive, I'd say he'd probably be done, and they'll probably sub in. They'll probably have Dawson Parks out there still in the shotgun. It's going to be a throw near flat, incomplete. Bring up 4th down. A field goal unit, I'd say, will be coming out to kick a chip shot field goal. You could say a chip shot, but from where the ball will be placed down, it won't be all that simple.
22-yarder, yeah. But, yeah, you're right. It's from the right hash, and with the right-footed kicker, he has to sort of put a little bit of English on it to spin it back in.
But Stewart's been very, very good tonight on his kicks, so I expect this to be a pretty routine for the young man. Snap back. The kick is up, and it's good. And so brings our score to Staley 43, Park Hill South 0. So we'll take a break and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
We're back here on 810varsity.com. 1:19 to play here in this third quarter, 43-0. Staley holds the lead. Looks like they're all set to hold serve here in the 810 varsity top 25, and then also around the state. Hold on at number 1. It's Eric Avery, nowhere to return. Gage Warren will stay in the game. And Tavon Tusa back in the game as well.
And we were talking earlier about wondering if there was any other quarterbacks, and you almost wonder maybe this would be a good time for Coach Sharp to maybe do a little bit of auditioning with some guys that you're not quite sure about, see about getting them a few snaps, because at this point you're just sort of trying to hold on until Sichanik can get back.
To throw. Gonna fire one deep down the seam, wide open, it's incomplete. Really good closing speed there. That's number 33, Dominique Lyons. He was looking for his brother, Charles Warren, deep down the field. If he throws that just a little further out in front, that ball is gonna be going for a touchdown. Would have been a 77-yard strike, and would have been pretty huge for. Yeah. So at the end of 3 quarters, Staley 43, Park Hill South nothing. It's just been one of those nights for Park Hill South. You had a good start to this ball game, but it's just offensively it hasn't amounted to what you were hoping for as a Park Hill South Panther fan or player or coach. As we are about ready to start this fourth quarter, Rockhurst shuts out Blue Springs South 35-0. That game has gone final. It's a good win for Rockhurst, and Blue Springs South continues their disappointed start, falling to 0-4 on the year. And the pistol set. Gonna hand it off to Tusa. Nowhere to go for Tavon Tusa. Dropped for about a 2-yard loss. And it'll be 3rd down and 12 upcoming for the Park Hill South Panther offense.
Staley now bringing on a whole new defensive line, just sort of rotating in some guys, getting them some work here. Trying to give reps to the younger guys and hope that they're ready to play in the next few years.
In the shotgun, Tusa next to him, rolling to his right. He's going to throw it deep down the field, and it's going to be nearly caught and nearly intercepted in the same play. So it'll be a 4th down upcoming.
Jalen Newberry had some great coverage there.
So it'll be punt time for punter Brock Ivy. So I would assume we'll see a whole different, a lot of different guys offensively here for Staley as they hold on to their 43-0 lead. Snap back to Ivy. It'll be a really good punt. Nobody back there to return as this ball's going to take a wicked roll, and it'll be down at the 19-yard line. He punted that from the 21 to the 19. My math is not very good on punts. So, but a very, very good punt for Brock Ivy as the clock continues to roll. And Staley offense in the huddle over on the far side. Dawson Parks into the game at quarterback now. They're going to hand that off. It's number 31, Fabian McLeod. Not a lot doing there, maybe a yard. You see a lot of regulars defensively for Park Hill South staying on the field. Parks in the gun. He'll hand it off to McLeod again, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and driven back. Maybe a loss of even a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Staley Falcons. I still see Addison Snowball in it and Tenosa Rubin on the field. Come out in the shotgun. Parks calling out the signals. He's got Joseph Gully in the backfield next to him, to his left. They're going to just run a straight handoff. McLeod. Fabian McLeod. He'll get up close to the 20. It'll be punt formation for Staley here now, with 8 minutes to play here in the ball game. And really, if you're Park Hill South at this point, you want to get on the board. That's the key right now. Go down, put a good drive together, go get a touchdown, so you can feel a little bit better about yourselves going into next week when you head to Lee Summit to take on the Tigers. Meanwhile, Staley, they'll head to Lee Summit West. Snap back, be a flag down, be a delay of game. It looks like it's in that vicinity. Liberty North still leads Liberty 14-10. Park Hill still leads 24-14. Down at Lee Summit North, will be a punt. Gets it away. It'll bounce across midfield, and it'll die about midfield exactly. Should be a first down from midfield for Park Hill South. And they'll take an official's timeout really quick. And we'll take it too and thank some of our sponsors and be back after this on 810varsity.com.
Did you know there are tutors available to help boost students' potential and help them shine on college entrance exams? That's right. With College Tutors, students are matched with tutors that fit their unique learning styles and educational needs. Flexible and focused, the College Tutors Learning Center has the resources necessary to improve testing scores. Contact College Tutors for a trained tutor today and excel when it matters most. Call 816-256-5907 or visit collegetutors.com.
Welcome back here at 810varsity.com. 6:47 to play. And Staley leads 43-0. Be a run for Gage Warren. He'll be just pulled out of bounds here on the near sideline. Pick up about 6 yards on the play. Bring up 2nd down and 4. They'll give him about 7. And this time they'll hand it off to Tusa up the middle. He'll get the first down and a little bit more for Tavon Tusa. First down for Park Hill South. Six minutes to play in this ball game. And they're going to hand it, fake it to Tusa, and Warren gets to the near side, is popped out of bounds. And he'll get about 7 more on that play. Bring up 2nd down. Okay, give him about 6. 2nd and 4 coming up for the Park Hill South Panthers. Warren to throw. Underneath, it'll be caught, and then it'll be a first down inside the 20. Braden Denny with the catch. Be a first down for the Park Hill South Panthers, continuing to move the football here in this 4th quarter. And movement now. False start. So that'll back them up. 5 yards, be 1st and 15 for the Panthers. Gonna hand it off to Tusa. Cuts back, fights through. He'll get about 4, bring up 2nd and 11. And the shotgun. Gonna fake. Oh, they're gonna hand it to Tusa. Runs through a man. Tavon Tusa, end zone, touchdown. Park Hill South. Tavon Tusa up the middle and gets into the end zone to get Park Hill South on the board, 43-6. Verhoeven to kick the extra point. And they get some jumpers.
Park Hill South's been doing that ever since, back when I played against them, and they always do that. They jump down all at once, and it causes you to jump off sides. I don't know how it's not simulating a snap. Like, it's the way that they all drop at the exact same time. It's just...
Yeah. They're going to decline the penalty as the clock continues to run. Snap is back. It's a high one. Kick is up by Verhoeven, and it's good. And now the score is Staley 43, Park Hill South 7. We're going to keep it here while they get ready to kick it off, and I'll try to pull up the scoreboard right quick so we can.
It looks like the scoreboard operator has decided he's done with the game too, because he had been stopping it between scores, and now all of a sudden he's letting it run. So.
White hat waved it to keep going. So we look at the scoreboard. Rockhurst with the victory tonight. Kearney got the victory tonight. Smithville victors tonight. Maryville with another win. Webb City with a 22-20 victory. Some more games in progress. Park Hill still leading 24-14 over Lee Summit North. And what a good contest that's shaping up to be there at Park Hill, looking to move to 2-2 on the year. Lee Summit West still up. Lee Summit still currently leads 17-14. And Liberty is taking a lead there late in that ball game. They lead 17-14 on our 8-10 game of the week. Kick is away, and it'll be returnable there. Looks like 31, Fabian McLeod at the return. So it'll be first down for the Staley Falcons with...
Probably run it 2 plays and you're probably done.
Yeah. About 1. They'll probably get to the line with about 1 to go. They'll probably be able to just sit on it and be done for the night, but it looks like they'll come out with some offense. As Trevor Dusenberry is in the game at quarterback. They're going to hand it off. They run to the near side. Holding them up, and it'll finally be brought down as we're down to 45 seconds to play in the ball game. That was Antoine Wilkes with the carry. Here we got 30 seconds to play. And the gun, Dusenberry. Hand it off to Wilkes, and Wilkes is hit in the backfield and dropped immediately for a loss of a yard. As a bunch of people are running off the field all at one time, and that'll do it. And that will do it. Our final here from Park Hill High School, Preston Field at Park Hill High School, I should say. Staley 43, Park Hill South 7. Just want to say thank you for watching. Well, the stats are currently not working, but it was just one of those games. I'll just run down the scoring right quick here from the game. First quarter, it started with a 29-yard field goal for Stewart to give Staley a 3-0 lead at the end of one quarter. Staley got a safety in the second to start the scoring, led 5-0. Then Dawson Parks with a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 12-0. Koa Grace 2-yard touchdown run made it 19-0. Then Donaldson pick 6, 32 yards away, 26-0. Koa Grace 2-yard touchdown run, 33-0. Dawson Parks then went from 21 yards out, 40-0 Staley. Stewart with a 22-yard field goal, make it 43-0. And then that final score, a 21-yard touchdown run for Tavon Tusa to make it 43-7. And that's our ball game here from Preston Field. I'd like to say thank you for watching, and for my partner Matt Moon, thank you for tuning in tonight. We will see you again next week when Ray Peck comes up here to see Park Hill in what should be a fun clash, especially if Park Hill finishes off with a victory tonight over Lee Summit North. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next week. Have a good night, everybody.